All right, guys. So today we need to talk about some massive changes that were announced yesterday to the LCS that are obviously going to be directly affecting the Tier 2. You can see here this is all about discovering the details about the updated America's Tier 2 system in 2025. But this is also, I think, indirectly and in a lot of ways going to impact the LCS as well. And we've already seen some big announcements coming out from a couple of LCS teams and fan reactions to all of that. So I wanted to explain all this a little bit because, again, even though this is mostly about the Tier 2, there is this new promotion and relegation system for those guest team slots. So this could actually and will actually directly impact the Tier 1 leagues as well, impacting the LCS, the LTA North, the LTA South, all of that. So there's a lot of cool information that I want to dive into in this video. So here we have the NACL. They tweeted this out. Discover all the details about the updated America's Tier 2 system in 2025. Promotion tournament and Tier 1 guest slot, Tier 2 leagues and teams, 2025 format, residency academy and affiliate team policy, and that schedule. So let's get into this article here. We do have, like I said, that TLDR of all that stuff that's going to be coming in that tweet. So starting in 2025, top Tier 2 teams will have the opportunity to qualify for the LTA and compete alongside the region's elite players. Through the new guest slot, these teams can also gain access to international tournaments like the First Stand, which is the new third international tournament being added to competitive League of Legends in 2025. Is gonna, it's gonna be the first one of the season. It's gonna take place even before MSI. It's gonna take place after like that first split in the year. The top 2 teams from each Tier 2 league will face off in a promotion tournament against the current guest slot holder. Once a team secures a coveted spot, they represent either the North or South LTA conference as guest teams for 1 year with a chance to defend their position in the next promotion tournament. This is very exciting. Promotion relegation is something that people really, I think, miss from the old school LCS and NALCS and EU LCS and stuff like that days. And obviously with franchising coming in, promotion relegation was removed, but people were promised that this was going to be a good change, that this was going to, there was a million promises made, and those promises weren't really fulfilled or upheld on Riot's side or on the organization and franchises side. We actually saw, a lot of negative downsides to the league and to players and to the product overall. So now finally getting promotion and relegation back, I think is something very, very cool, and it will be a big motivator for these Tier 2 teams. It will hopefully excite the Tier 2 player base and give people a reason to get involved in competitive League of Legends, because you actually have a way to directly promote yourself into the LCS and hopefully make some of your dreams come true, make some money, and actually get a job that way, rather than just having to randomly end up on an LCS team or not, and just kind of grinding the Tier 2s randomly. Actually having a direct way to promote, I think, is actually very, very motivating. It's actually a very, very big deal, something we've been missing for a long time, and I'm actually very, very, very excited about this. I really can't, understate that. Now, there's obviously some downsides to promotion and relegation. I know some people have talked about some situations that could end up being bad, whatever. We'll work out the issues hopefully eventually, but I'm really excited about this being back. I think it's going to be super fun and exciting to watch. I think it's definitely something people are very nostalgic for. This promotion to Tier 1 also grants guest teams from the LTA access to the global revenue pool, so some money, some funding, some stuff like that coming in, providing market-aligned revenue support to help maintain competitive and sustainable operations. The introduction of Tier 1 promotion is a crucial step for the future of America's Tier 2 esports, and our 2025 format is designed to celebrate and support rising organizations to maintain the integrity of this path to pro. Guest slots cannot be sold or transferred. So that's a big thing. I know back in the day, some teams used to farm slots and sell them off. That's no longer a thing. Guest slots cannot be sold or transferred, which also means this is a big thing also, that teams that have a Tier 1 organization or a Tier 1 slot in the LTA, whether that be North or South or whatever, once they have a Tier 2 team, or if they choose to have a Tier 2 team, they will not have the ability to promote. Obviously, you can't own multiple Tier 1 teams, and you also can't transfer or sell that slot. So you can still have a Tier 2 team, but you are not eligible for this, kind of promotion relegation and everything, which is kind of a big hit, because obviously that's a very, very big draw to this Tier 2 system right now. So the leagues and teams, we have the NACL, which is going to be North America. We have the LRN, which is going to be Latin America. It looks like Mexico, Central America, Colombia. We have the Southern Conferences for the LTA South. We have CD, which is going to be Brazil, and then LRS, which is going to be Chile, Peru, Argentina, including other countries in South America, excluding Colombia and Brazil. So to kickstart off, here's going to be 8 of the NACL teams. There's some big announcements here, so stuff I want to talk about in future videos as well, I think. But we have Dragon Steel, Cincinnati Fear, Supernova, Blue Otter, Wind Lycanthrope, CCG, and then Luminosity coming into the NACL. That is something very, very, very big. Like I said, that's probably worth its own deep dive. And then we have 3 other teams that are going to come through qualifiers. For Liga Regional Norte, we have Lion Gaming. So again, we do have a tier 1 team with an academy team still hanging on to there. You can see that's not the case in the LCS or like with any of the NACL teams. We do have Fuego, Peak, Tomorrow, and Infinity in a couple qualifiers. Here we have the CD. Again, lots more academy teams in the LTA South with Red Cannons Academy and Vivo Keyed Academy. And then we have the Liga Regional, which is going to be WAP Esports, and then a bunch of qualifying teams. So we do have the format overview. We're going to have split 1 with Fearless Draft, single round robin, best of 3, and then split 2, the Path to Promotion tournament. We're going to have single round robin, best of 1 with the top 6 to 8 teams, depending on your conference, qualifying for that double elimination playoffs. So we're getting some Fearless Draft in there. Here's what that LTA North Promotion tournament is going to look like with the NACL number 1 seed and the LRN number 1 seed, and then the NACL and LRN 2, again, playing in this little double elimination tournament, again, with eventually these teams playing against each other and somebody having the chance to take on in the LTA North, which is going to be disguised to try and promote. So that is going to be very, very interesting. The defending tier 1 guest slot team will have an advantage in the bracket, but must still compete to re-earn their spot, ensuring no auto qualification. Each promotion bracket will feature the top 2 teams from each respective tier 2 league, maintaining regional representation. Each competitive split will offer opportunities for new organizations and players to vie for entry into tier 2. Every tier 2 league will include open qualifier tournaments, creating a direct path all the way from amateur competition to world. So this is very, very cool. There's now this entire pipeline. But like I said, one of the big major downsides of this whole thing and what people are talking about right now is the fact that those LCS teams, there were, I believe, just 2 LCS teams. There has been a massive pullback in the amount of LCS teams with academy teams over the past couple years. I believe the only 2 teams that had that left were FlyQuest and Team Liquid. And obviously, we now see neither of them are in the NACL, which is bad in a lot of ways. I think people are worried and concerned about this. So these teams did respond to this. Papa Smithy from FlyQuest obviously coming out and saying, one of my first acts when I joined the LCS was to create an amateur team to go alongside our 100 Thieves LCS Academy squads. So it's extremely regrettable that Fly C will not be operating the NACL in 2025. With the change of the promotion system via the introduction of the guest slot and Riot deciding that LTA-owned Tier 2 teams cannot promote, we were put in a scenario where LTA teams in Tier 2 overnight became the least desirable for players. Tier 2 players want to put together a 5 stack of players they trust to win, no matter what, to reach their goal of playing in the LTA. New rookie players will be seen as risky choices compared to players with LCS plus Tier 2 experience. That's very, very big. You can create like a veteran team now in the Tier 2, which is good and bad, but you can theoretically create a veteran team in the Tier 2 to try and promote the Tier 2 league is no longer just about improving and getting better. It's actually about winning. So that is going to change how roster composition is come up with. But Tier 2 orgs want to put together a roster that will win promotion and thus future Riot stipends, which will inflate player compensation. Fly C wants to put together a project which combines veteran players and rookies with a focus on development of prospects first alongside players, giving all players a chance to shine via winning second, again, instead of winning first, like Tier 2 teams will now want. Any 2025 NACL roster will be constructed to win promotion at all costs with significant financial upside to the team that are not afforded to FlyQuest. So again, FlyQuest still has to pay all the expenses of signing a team and everything, but they don't have the financial upside of actually promoting. Given this new paradigm, I'm focused on evaluating the best ways for FlyQuest to continue to stay at the forefront of North American talent development. We have excited announcements in the short term on that front. We'll be evaluating how best to partner with the 2025 NACL team to continue to share resources, ideas, and investment into NA talent development. Please continue to hold FlyQuest and myself to high standards. Then we also had Team Liquid Honda Spawn chiming in as well and saying, hey, they're not going to be in the NACL for kind of similar reasons, saying, hey, players probably aren't going to want to come to Team Liquid because players are going to want to promote, so he's saying, hey, it doesn't even make sense because we're not even going to be able to field the roster we'd want to or whatever. He also talks about how Team Liquid has forever been very, very involved in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 ecosystems. They had APA and Jan coming up from their system, but also tons of other LCS players that have come up, from Team Liquid Academy or other players or other teams like that. So their plan is very, very similar to FlyQuest. They are, they have pretty much announced, I don't know which team yet, but they are going to be partnering with one of these NACL teams, providing them, with resources and trying to, collaborate on things and help kind of create a pipeline of talent and collaboration and connection there. So that will be something very, very cool and also should be really, really helpful to one of these NACL teams to have, an organization as strong and powerful and resource heavy as Team Liquid behind on their back. But yeah. obviously players do want a chance to promote to tier 2 now, but also being partnered up with an LCS organization directly also gives you a chance to be promoted like mid split and actually get an LCS spot. So yeah, I don't know, there's all kinds of new incentives and things like that lining up, but like I said, I do think these new America's tier 2 announcements and the fact that FlyQuest and TL are now leaving the tier 2s are very, very massive changes that are definitely going to impact the LCS, maybe in some good ways, maybe in some bad ways, in the future of how things are going to go from here. So I did want to get this information out to you guys. But of course, also just want to announce real quick that Holy does have their Black Week going on right now until December 2nd. Discounts, huge discounts on a lot of different stuff. You can see here 50% off the deluxe starter set. They also have limited edition flavors, merchandise, and packs going on right now. So definitely go check out that first link in the description below. Use those discount codes SE5 or SE10 to either get €5 off your first order or to get 10% off your entire basket, whatever's going to work best for you. Holy, great tasting energy drinks that also just so happen to be healthier in the competition. Check them out today. Hopefully we'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.